Okay, so the first thing I want to talk about before we get to the gimbal is the microphone. So there's a setting on this microphone and it says camera or off smartphone. So it's very important that you put that in off smartphone when you're using a smartphone, otherwise the mic won't work. It'll be a bit of a shame when you film for 2 hours and you haven't got any sound. So what you need to do is place the mic on your subject. And you need to put it on the, really you can put it where you would wear I suppose a rose on the lapel, or your sternum, around here I think. So you can put that on. Now this is a long mic and you've got to be careful that you don't trip up. So and also you don't want to make it too obvious to your viewer that you're wearing a mic, and one way you can do this is put it under your jumper and discreetly place it like so. So that's the mic, and by the way you do need an adapter. If you use an iPhone you will need an adapter for that to work, otherwise you won't get any sound. So what we're going to do first of all is, I don't know if you can see that, what we're going to do first of all is I'm going to show you how to mount the phone on the gimbal. And I know I've done this before, and you notice that I've got the stand on the gimbal, which makes this a lot more stable and easier to use. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and balance everything up before I turn the gimbal on. Now I know roughly you will need to allow a bit of space for your microphone and the jack. I know roughly that's about right. So if I take it out of the lock mode, it should balance. Okay, not quite. I need to make an adjustment here by pushing it a bit closer. There is a lever here which you can undo, and that can give you further adjustments with the phone. Okay, so now that I've got it pretty stable, I can turn the machine on. Just tap your phone to turn it on and log in. Now you remember yesterday when I filmed the video, there is the app called the ZY Play app if you want to use that. Now I'll be honest with you, I don't use it because I tend to use the native Apple recording app because it's really simple. I'm not going to use the ZY Play app because I'm just going to show you how I use the native Apple app, which is really easy to use. And first thing I'm going to do is switch it from photo to video mode, and to start recording I just need to press that red button. So we're going to start recording now, and as you can see you can see it's recording by the timer there. So there's a couple of gimbal moves I want to show you. If you want to look at the hands, one move that you can do is a bit like playing golf. The way you grab the golf club, you kind of twist your hands round, and you'll see that the gimbal tilts really smoothly and nicely as you pan around. So ever so slowly you can do that, and that's really good for panning and sweeping shots. I know I say you can't really adjust the gimbal when it's on, but there is an exception to that rule. If you're trying to tilt upwards or downwards, you can just tilt things into your view really easily. Now you've obviously got this long handle with this stand, which also doubles up as like an extension. You can really stretch out and get near your subject, and without being too close, which is quite handy. The other things that you can do is you can dip down really low. So if you want to just scan low, so if you want to look at these flowers here, these lovely flowers here, okay, I can get really low, okay, and I can do that. I don't know if I'm looking at part of a vehicle, for example, like the tyres, I can really get in close there, and you'll see from my iPhone the footage that I'm taking as well as I sweep around and pan around. Okay, so there's two moves that I've shown you there. You can also hang the gimbal upside down if you want. Some people prefer to hold the gimbal like this. They find it more stable, especially if you're trying to do twists and turns quite low. And obviously you can go quite high. The opposite of that, I suppose, is tilting the screen. You could get quite a high view of something if you wanted to make someone look small or something. So those are my quick tips on using the gimbal. As you can see, it's a great tool. It just needs a little bit of practice. And one thing that I always say to people is don't move the gimbal too quickly, because when that's on a 50-inch screen, you will make your viewers sick. Trust me. So I hope that helps you. Thanks a lot.